So we just have one more major bit of code to write, and it's all in PHP this time. I'm going to go ahead and search for video poker payout. And this first link to Wikipedia. So here are the payouts for various video poker machines, and I'm going to do the standard jacks or better, simply called draw poker. And here's the payout table. So this is what you get paid for. Royal flush is ace, king, queen, jack 10, all of one suit. Straight flush is 5 sequential cards, ace through 5, up through 10 jack queen, 9 10 jack queen king, that are all the same suit, with royal flush being a kind of straight flush. And then 4 of a kind, like 4 aces, full house, that's one set of 3 cards like 3 deuces and 1 pair like 2 fives. Flush is 5 cards all the same suit. Straight is 5 sequential cards. 3 of a kind, 3 cards like ace, ace, ace. 2 pair, 2 2 and 5 5. And then you get paid for jacks or better, so jacks, queens, kings, aces, a pair of those, but you don't get paid for any other pair. So pair of tens, you don't get anything. And then there's nothing as well, which is no pair. So those are the types of hands, and we're going to calculate those after the draw. So let's start with some constants. So I'm going to go ahead and add under hand constants. So let's start with nothing, which is no pair. And then we'll have pair jacks. And low pair. And then 2 pair. Just pairs. And then 3. There's a nickname for this hand, trips. And then a straight. And flush. And then full house. The nickname for that is boat. I guess houseboat. And then 4 of a kind. Nickname for that is quads. And then straight flush. And finally a royal flush. And then we'll come back and do the payoffs later. So I can either put the code for calculating the hand rank in or hand type in poker code, but it's enough code and it's actually reusable enough that I think I'm going to put it in a separate PHP file. So let's make a new PHP file called hand type. And I'm going to include this in my draw code. But I don't need to include it for the index page because I'm not going to be calculating the hand type on that page. So let's go ahead and change show content so that after the draw, instead of putting a submit button or draw button, we're going to put the type of hand instead. And so I want to use the same show content function, but I wanted to do something a little different on the index page than on the draw page. So I'm going to add an optional parameter for final, and I'm going to pass true here. And so if final is false, it's going to use the draw button, and if final is true, it's going to show the hand type. So let's go to the code, and the show content here, I'm going to add an optional parameter called final, which is false by default. And then here I'm going to say if $final, then show type of hand, else show draw button. So for showing the type, I'm going to start with the same markup as the button. So it's going to go in an info box, but then the span ID is going to be hand type, and for now I'm just going to say no pair. We'll come back and I'll fix that. And then for the CSS, I'm going to add a hand type style. And I want to use the same font family, padding, and size. Let's see how this looks so far. So reload, no pair. So that looks okay to start. And if I go back, here I have the draw button. So reload, draw, back. Oh, I have to fix one problem. We'll get to there though. So when you go back, it actually does something weird with toggling the cards. But other than that, everything looks good so far. So now let's go ahead and calculate the hand type. And instead of outputting no pair, I'm going to output hand type of $hand. And that's going to be in my handtype.php.